Welcome back to my channel, The Legal Scoop for Fathers. If you are new to this channel, then you may not know who I am. My name is Attorney Farrey. I am a divorce, custody, and child support attorney in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm here to give my fathers the real deal scoop, to let them know what they need to know to help them out in their divorce, custody, and child support cases. Because let's be real, there are so many resources out there, but most of the resources are tailored towards mothers. And so I created this channel because I want to give fathers an opportunity to win in court. That's all they need. They need the resources and an opportunity. Their chances in court increase. So let's get to it. Lately in the news, y'all been seeing divorces being filed left and right. In fact, we've had situations where you have both parties who file at the same time. And clients always call my office asking, or potential clients always call my office asking, should I file first? Should I wait for my spouse to file? What should I do? Is it best for me to file first, or is it best for my spouse to file first? I don't know. My answer every single time, well, let me say maybe 95% of the time, and I'll tell you about the other 5% later. My answer 95% of the time is going to be yes, you need to file first. And I'm going to tell you why. There are certain advantages to filing first. The first one being, when you file your complaint for divorce, you get to create the narrative. You get to set the tone, tell your story from your perspective, and put the court on notice as to what's really going on in your divorce. So when you file your petition, you get to lay out all the details about why you want a divorce. You get to tell the court first why you want what you want, and you get to tell the court what you want. So by you filing first and creating that narrative and setting the tone and telling your story, it really frames your case from there moving forward. That's just a really good courtroom advantage. Secondly, you get to speak first every single time you go to court. Most people don't know that. Because you are the person who filed first, the judge is going to turn to you and say, okay, why did you file the divorce? What did the other person do? What is it that you want? And the court is going to hear it from you. Now, after you tell the court what you want, why you want it, there's an advantage of presenting your case, because the judge will be listening to everything you have to say. Typically in court, you get to take your time. You get as much time as allotted to you to present your case. And then after that, the judge gives the other side a chance to respond. But by then, the judge may be tired. The judge may have already, made up his or her mind, at least got a feel for what they're going to do, solely based off of what you said and what you presented. Then it's going to be up to the other side to defend themselves against what you said. So then they're going on the defense. They're having to knock down, tear away, and uproot everything you just said. And that's a challenge. So you get to talk first. Third advantage, you get the last word. When you're arguing with someone, you're arguing with your spouse, your mom or dad, your sibling, a friend, a neighbor, a classmate, you want the last word, right? Why? Because there's power in having the last word. There's power in having the last say so. So when you're in court, your word is the last word that gets heard. Your argument is the last one that gets heard, and it sits with the judge and the jury. So when you make your argument in court, the other side will have an opportunity to respond, and then you have an opportunity to reply to their response. But guess what your wife doesn't get to do? She doesn't get to have a say-so or reply to anything you just said, because you get the last word. There's a strategic advantage to that. Also, the other reason why it is good for you to file first is because if you have issues in your divorce, you have complaints about your wife, then it makes sense that you would file first. So when you file first, it actually gives your story, your issues, your complaints, it actually gives it some credibility. Because why wouldn't you file first if your spouse is cheating on you? Why wouldn't you file first if your wife is abusive? why wouldn't you file first if your wife is a narcissist or neglecting the marriage? Makes sense, right? So if you're the one who filed first, it gives your story credibility. If you don't file first and you're the person who's replying and you say, well, my spouse was abusive to me, my spouse cheated, then quite naturally, everyone's question in the courtroom, including the judge, is going to be, then why didn't you file first? So it's always advantageous for you to file first. Don't wait for the other side. Don't wait until the perfect time, or don't wait for someone to tell you, or don't wait till you have the money. Just go ahead and file, because everything you do is going to come from your perspective, your story, and it's going to be your advantage that you have in the courtroom over your spouse. Now, there are other times and situations where I may tell a client, hey, let's not file yet. Those are very few limited circumstances, but I'll tell you that in another video that I'll do of those reasons why you should not file first. We'll save that for later. So I want to hear your thoughts though. Tell me what you think. Tell me whether you think that you should file first or whether you think your spouse should file first and why. So comment below. I'll be in the comments replying as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all during our next video. Or if you're ready to file, give us a call, 678-948-8489. I'll see you here next time for the Legal Scoop.